sunshine! Welcome to my channel, Alex in the Sunlight. I'm Alex and I'm so happy to see you. Please like this video, comment down below any requests or ruminations you may have, subscribe so we can spend more time together, follow me on Instagram, and please consider becoming a patron over on my Patreon. That's where you'll find extra little bits of content and opportunities to support me and this channel in other ways that I'd really greatly appreciate. Everything is linked down below. And before we get into the purpose of this video, I'd just like to apologize. I've been sick for the past week. That's why I haven't uploaded in a minute, and that's why there isn't a weekly forecast for this week, but next week there will be. So just stay tuned for that, okay? Thank you so much for your understanding. Okay, so the purpose of today's video is to find out what is coming for us, right, in this month of October 2019. We've got 3 groups here. Group number 1 is Amethyst, group number 2, Smoky Quartz, and group number 3, Rose Quartz. Okay, so before you've chosen your pile, or if you could just humor me if you've already chosen your pile, and just take a moment to close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the chest and the belly with air. Completely exhale out through the mouth, and ask your angels, your spirit guides, or your higher self to aid you in choosing the right pile for you, so that when you open your eyes, the pile you're drawn to is the correct one. Okay, let's get started. Hi, group number 2, those of you who chose Amethyst. I think, yeah, wow, that's really appropriate, because I think that you guys, just right off the bat, advice that I want to give to you is to definitely cultivate serenity this month. I feel like you guys are really smart people. You're really loyal people, and you're really committed. Steadfast is what I'm hearing, and I think that you guys are so smart and communicative, and communication just may be a little at odds ends this month. So, and that may make you feel really frustrated. You probably really care about your relationships, your work life relationships, and your family life relationships. So it may feel, you may be extra sensitive to when things don't really work out when you're talking with people, and it can turn into arguments. So I want you to, if you've got Amethyst, or if you are able to get some Amethyst, or even just, like I said, cultivating serenity. To me, Amethyst is a very calming crystal. It's purple and lavender are very calming colors to me, in my opinion. And I'm just now realizing, yeah, it corresponds with third eye. And I just think that it will help you to know beforehand. Like I'm telling you now, it may feel like you aren't communicating so positively with others, but it's not because you're not trying or they're not trying. It just may be, you may be butting heads with people, and it's not because you're wrong and they're right, or they're wrong and you're right. It's literally just difference of opinion. And I feel like if you find some quiet and create a space in your mind to be quiet, to get still, that will help you to remember when you come up against people, that you're not really against them and they're not really against you. You guys just have a difference of opinion or ways of life, and that is okay, because you don't have to convince anybody to be like you, or vice versa, right? And I think you know that. The first card you guys pulled is the Fox. It's like I'm saying, you're really smart, you're really loyal, and you know what you're doing. So you may feel like because you know what you're doing, you know what's best and things like that. And it's not that you don't, it's just that everybody else has their own ways of doing things as well. So just remember that this month. You don't have to impose or let others impose their ways or your ways on each other. Everybody can live harmoniously. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what it says in the book. Smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. Yeah, you're smart. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us to stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. Right. I feel like, maybe you are a fixed sign. Maybe you guys are fixed signs, or like there's Taurus energy, Taurus in your chart or something. When you care about people, you really care. They really matter to you. So it matters to you if people are listening to you and taking your advice, I feel. But I would say in the month of October, it's spooky season. I would say have fun with people. You don't always have to teach. You don't always have to debate or, get into these conversations that can get a little heated. Like, just spend time playing or laughing with those you love this month, okay? Because the next card you have is the Five of Bows in the Wildwood Tarot. So I don't know if you can see it, but in traditional tarot, this is the Five of Wands. And so it's talking about that energy, like I said, of kind of butting heads with others, differences of opinion, competition. You're very smart and you know what you're doing. So you may think that you know what's best. So when others present to you another way or something you haven't heard of before or something that you can't understand, you may feel like you've got to prove something, or it could be the other way around. Maybe you're coming across people at work who feel like they have something to prove, so they want to, go at it with you for some reason. I would say just don't engage. In this deck, the card is called Empowerment. So I feel like even though traditionally this is talking about like combativeness and competitiveness and being around other people that are completely different from you, that you don't really understand their ways or the way that they think, you can turn that into a moment for like a teaching moment, and a moment to be empowered in this situation. Prove to yourself that you know how to adapt to different situations, that you know how to accept people for who they are and how they are, and that you don't need to change them, that you can learn from others even if you're used to doing the teaching, right? Because I feel like the best teachers are students, right? We're all students of life. So, some of the best lessons learned are those done in a group setting where you're around people who have completely different beliefs and mindsets than you, and you don't have to take them on as your own. You can just, like I said, use it as a teaching moment and just a moment for discovery, right? So when you find yourself this month maybe coming into conflict with others, turn it around. Do your best to turn it around. And if you can't, just walk away from it. And if you feel like you can't walk away from it, like I said, go to that space that you're creating in your own mind of just peace and remembering, you don't have to change anybody, and nobody needs to change you. We just all need to accept each other in the space that we're in together, right? The next card you pulled is the Two of Stones in reverse. In this deck, it's called Challenge. In traditional tarot, the Two of Pentacles is talking about balance, usually like work and home life balance. The Pentacles are corresponding with, right, money, career, job, stability. So I feel like with this in reverse, you may be so focused on your job, because that's the energy that I'm getting from this, from group number one, is that you guys are really goal oriented, and I feel like you guys have been trying to juggle things, because like I really feel like you guys really care about your personal relationships, but you are also smart and go-getters, and I think that this conflict may be at work. Some conflict may arise at home from focusing too much on work, maybe, or things that are outside of just spending time with your friends or your family. So be careful in the month of October not to kind of throw all your eggs in one basket. Like I said before, remember to play, remember to laugh, to just enjoy your time with those that you love, because otherwise you may feel like you're doing this juggling act and you're going to drop something at some point. You know what I mean? Like I said, in this deck, the card is called Challenge. So to avoid this challenge, try and remember you can sit this one out. You can sit some stuff out. You don't always have to be there going, arguing, or trying to prove yourself to people, or trying to compete. You are not in competition with anyone. Okay? There's no competition. And the next card you pulled is Source of Life. Isn't that beautiful? Water just coming down, raining down on this person from these hands, from the heavens, with a dove like flying out. Like, this is really intense, beautiful imagery. And I think it's kind of like a reminder, if you do get into arguments with people this month and you take it personally and you get angry at people, just remember, like, the same divinity that is within you is within all people. People don't have to be the same as you, and you don't have to be the same as others in order for there to be mutual respect. Okay? Because we're all here, we're for a reason, and we are all deserving of love and respect. So just remember that. Let's see what it says in the book. God, the source of all life, is within you, with you, and around you at all times. The source of life permeates everything in existence. You can move closer to this divine source simply by holding this awareness that God is everywhere, in everything. Feel yourself held in His love and glow in His light. And the prayer for you this month is, the source of all life is within me, with me, and all around me. I am embraced by a great love that fills my being and brings me peace. Yeah. The key for you guys this month, for group number one, is finding some inner peace and remembering that you have source energy within you, that creative life force, that creative life force is within you and within all things around you, may help you to find that peace. You won't feel like you have to argue or change anyone's opinions, because you'll respect that they are there, that the people that you feel at odds ends with are just as worthy as you are, and you are just as worthy as them. If it's the opposite way, if you feel like people are trying to change you or argue with you for no reason or try to change your opinions, just remember to respect yourself, and it'll help kind of set a boundary, an energetic boundary of like, leave, I don't want this drama. You know what I mean? Okay, and the next card you pulled is Gaia, nurturing. Going back to what I said about finding some serenity this month, really nurture yourself. Spend time playing, laughing, doing nothing, right? Drink a cup of tea and like nothing else, okay? Wake up in the morning, wake up early one of these days in October when nobody else is awake, and just enjoy the quiet, okay? Snuggle up in some of your favorite blankets, eat your favorite food, really nurture yourself this month. It'll offset some of the drama that may, come at you. Let's see what it says in the book. Receiving can be a sacred act if your intention is to honor spirit. It is as holy as giving when performed with a humble and open heart. This is even truer when receiving much needed nurturing, so let others give to you. It may be a stretch to do so at times because of childhood conditioning, but that habit can be overcome. Your wounds can be healed. One way to achieve this is to nurture yourself and allow others to nurture you. Consider the actions you take that are self-nurturing. What comes to your mind when you really think about doing beneficial things for yourself? Set aside your ritualized habits and beliefs that restrict the pure act of allowing your body, heart, and soul to be nurtured. Lie on the earth and ask Gaia to rock you in her bosom as you breathe with her and relax into her loving care. Find some peace this month. Make time for peace and quiet. Find some kind of serenity this month, okay? That is your task. The next card you pulled is Iris in reverse, communication. This is what she looks like upright, just ethereal and beautiful, and rainbows coming out of her eyes. Because I feel like when we are communicating authentically with others and we feel heard and understood, we see like the rainbow, you know what I mean? We see the bright side. It helps us to change our perspective into something more positive. But in reverse, this is just corresponding with what we've already talked about, right? With the Five of Wands, the competitive stuff that may come up, the conflict with others, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse with this juggling act that you're trying to do and needing to refocus, right? I feel like maybe this month, communication through, your verbal communication through your words may not connect in the way that you intend. So I would say try to find other ways to lovingly communicate with people without arguments, without back and forth type of rhetoric. You know what I mean? Let's see what it says in the book. You are facing a moment when communication between you and others may have become disconnected. Perhaps people are withholding information from you or are not being clear about their motives. Now is the time to ask for clarity and to get clear yourself. If you're sitting on the fence and are ambivalent about your direction, say that. Your alignment task is to say no to playing games, no to coercion, manipulation, and covert intentions. Take a straightforward attitude. Don't be afraid to hear what might disappoint you. Be clear and demand the same from others. Even if your voice feels untrue and comes from a victim mentality, you must still speak what is inside you in order for you to heal or change it, or to find a way to the real truth. Let yourself be heard, and the great goddess will send strong teachers and wonderful allies for you. Yeah, okay. So, like I said, find ways to lovingly communicate this month through your genuine and authentic self, because you may feel like there's all of these people coming for you with this Five of Wands energy, with the conflict, and you just want to get your point across. Express yourself lovingly and authentically, and the point will get across. Okay? And the last card you guys pulled is tantric journey. Look at that. Okay, and this says, the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. Okay, so I would say this reminds me of what I was telling you earlier, which was to just be with those that you love, or maybe the one that you love. And if you are single, make that you. Make yourself the one that you love. Spend some really blissful time with people that you really love, or one person that you really love, and experience joy just for the sake of it. That'll help you to offset whatever petty drama may come up, because that is how you fill your cup. Okay? That will be one of the best ways for you to find peace, to find serenity. Like I said in the beginning, they're basically giving you a blueprint. Just, I don't know if you're familiar with Tantra. I'm trying to be PG, but it doesn't have to necessarily be just, like I said, find ways to feel good this month. And like I said, I feel like there's a lot of Taurus energy. You guys are naturally sensual people. If you have Taurus in your chart, naturally sensual people, and you like to feel good. So take time, deliberate time, to feel good this month. Okay? That's all I have for you, group number 1. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me. I really appreciate it. The magic in me honors the magic in you. Be well. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Those of you who chose Smoky Quartz. Okay, so right away, I feel like the month of October for you guys is going to be about healing aspects of yourself, possibly most likely from childhood, that are subconscious, unconscious blocks keeping you from what it is that you want, the dreams that you were waiting to come true. I feel like you guys have definitely been working on some goals, some dreams. I also feel this very childlike energy from this group. So I'm feeling like, I don't know, maybe you come from a big family, or maybe your immediate family is small, but you actually come from a larger lineage than you are currently aware of. But you guys have a bigger purpose than even you realize. And some of this stuff that you've been going through is generational, and you're getting through it because your energy is very youthful and very vibrant, and that cuts through some of the heavier energies that you may have been experiencing up to this point. So I think in October, you're going to gain some clarity, and you're going to be moving through some of that muddy water. You know what I mean? The first card you pulled is Otter. So that is like I said, that beautiful, childlike, effervescent energy. Okay, let's see what it says in the book. Unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The Otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. Yeah, so that's you. Group number 2, like, that's you. So whatever whatever it is that you're currently going through, just know, remember who you are, okay? You are not as heavy or as dark as anything you may have been through. The next card you pulled is the Moon, right? In the Wildwood Tarot deck, it's called the Moon in Water. So that just like says to me that, yeah, you know, you've experienced some loss, maybe you've experienced some confusion, maybe. You may be wondering, when is it going to happen for me? When am I going to manifest what I want? Or when are things going to get better? Or what's going on? This month in October, use your intuition to guide you in everything. Wake up every day and make the choice that you are going to live through that day intuitively, because the moon also represents intuition and psychic knowing, inner knowing. Okay, so that's going to be really strong for you this month. So when you do feel confused, understand that your confusion over what is external is because what's really going on is internal, or behind the scenes, behind the veil, stuff you can't really see yet. And that's okay. All right, it's a natural part of the cycle, right? Eventually day gives way to night, you know what I mean? But that's not a bad thing. You go to sleep at night and you dream. So try to look at anything that may go amiss this month in that way, okay? And the next card you pulled is Ace of Arrows, or Ace of Swords, Breath of Life. And in traditional tarot, like I said, it's Ace of Swords. So that is like, that's just really positive. Whatever is going on is going to lead you to a new mindset, a new way of looking at things. Whatever life lessons you've learned this month, or this year, this past year, will help to bring you to these new conclusions, these new beliefs, this new way of looking at things, and that will give way to new ideas, right? Because at this point, you may think that you have everything planned out for your dreams or your goals or whatever it is, but my guess is there is stuff that you aren't seeing that is on the way, and you will see it and you'll be like, oh yes, this just adds to it, right? And you'll feel really good about that. So hold on and don't lose sight of that. You are a genuinely bright and light person. So don't let the moon, don't let the nighttime get you down. You know what I mean? The next card you pulled is Believe in Dreams. Okay, so like I said, if you've experienced setbacks or confusion, or you're tired of waiting, if you're impatient, or you just feel like you don't know what to do to make this stuff happen, believe in your dreams. They're happening, okay? Even if the progress that's being made is behind the scenes, stuff that you can't see yet, right? The universe is conspiring with you for you. I truly believe that, and I truly believe that we don't want things for no reason. I think that our dreams, our desires, the things that we want to manifest also want us. So remember that this month, what you want will not go past you because it is for you. So believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. Let's see what it says in the book. You may be encountering some obstacles and challenges which you feel are standing in the way between you and your dreams. Don't be disheartened. Your efforts will soon be rewarded. Continue to do whatever you can to move towards achieving your dreams. Even the smallest steps will make a big difference at this time. If you don't feel supported by those around you, draw on your own inner strength and do the believing for them. Acknowledge your value and fill your mind with positive thoughts about your future success. And your prayer for this month: I remain confident and determined even in the face of challenges. I draw on my inner strength to help me keep focused on my dreams. I rejoice in the success that is coming to me. Right. That makes so much sense. And like I said, I feel like from this spread, I'm definitely getting the sense that you guys are very young or young-minded. Like you've held on to your beginner's mind, and that is such an asset and it's such a blessing. But you may be in a family that has, generational trauma, or maybe their dreams don't look anything like yours, or they don't necessarily see the practicality in your dreams or support your dreams fully because it doesn't look like anything that they've seen, and maybe they're frightened for you. That energy can get really heavy, and even if it's coming from a positive place, it can make you feel like you know it can make you doubt yourself, because it's almost like you just want your dreams to come true so that you can finally, get them off your back, or stop having these arguments about it, or whatever it is. So do the believing for them. Remember, you've got to live your life, okay? No one else is going to do it for you. So you might as well live authentically. You might as well go after what it is that you want, because, like I said, it wants you to. Whether or not other people can see that, that's none of your business, okay? So the next card that you pulled is Ancestors, right? Generations, okay? And I feel like for this, it's like you have, living ancestors, but there are ancestors that have passed on, that are with you, that are guiding you, that have lived their lives and are now supporting you in afterlife to get you to where you need to go, because their time has come and passed, and now it's your time, and they don't have the same fears, or worries or anxieties that we do here on earth, right? So remember that and lean on that and take them with you when you leave the house. You know what I mean? Just, even if you don't know them by name, just envision people who look like you around you, just squeezing your shoulder or holding your hand, and letting you know that it's going to be okay. Okay? Let's see what it says in the book. You have within you the blood of your ancestors. You are deeply connected to your lineage, the most immediate proof of that being the physical resemblance you have to your mother and father, and perhaps even your grandparents. Yet beyond that, although unknown to your usual senses, you are connected to an ancestry that reaches back through the millennia. This is the time to call upon those ancestors, those who are of your bloodline, as well as those ancient ones who have walked the land that you now walk. In many indigenous cultures, it is believed that the essence of your ancestors inhabits many of the physical aspects of the land. In other words, they are in the trees, the water, the air, the animals, the stones, their blood being in the very dirt and sand you tread upon. Next time you are outside, allow your senses to open to those ancestors who abide in the physical world. And any time at all, allow your heart to open to those spirits to whom you are related through your heredity, and those to whom you are connected by virtue of the land upon which you live. Yeah, you're surrounded by love. You couldn't get away from it if you tried. You know what I mean? Use that to empower yourself. Like, if you come across any naysayers, like, just remember the very ground you both stand on is infused with the life force of all of the people who came before you that are in your bloodline. You know what I mean? Like, just feel that power, feel that love. No one can take that from you. And it's always there for you to tap into. So when you feel like a little a little low or a little confused, tap into that energy. Okay, it's always there for you. And the next card you pulled is Ma'at, Truth. I love Ma'at. This is a really good card. And I feel like that is the truth, right? Your dreams, they're not there by accident. They are going to come true. And nothing can stop you, because it's about your life purpose. It's about your life's calling, and you weren't meant to be like everybody else. And that's the truth. Let's see what it says in the book. There is great power in telling the truth and allowing it to lead you to higher ground. It's only when we refuse to see the reality of a situation that we lose our power to co-create for the highest good. The Egyptian goddess Ma'at comes to remind you that if you are willing to do a fearless self-inventory and live authentically, with rigorous honesty, it will lead you to great success in all areas of your life. Being completely transparent with others, although it might at first feel too vulnerable, is exactly what you need to do now. When you do this, you will be flooded with the power to claim and experience a new freedom and a new happiness that will pour over your life like a wild, sweet honey. Your life is exactly where it needs to be. This is a wonderful time of empowered choice making. You are doing all the right things if you follow the invitation of Ma'at to live fearlessly in truth. As the arbiter of balance and divine order, she reminds you of the great value of this way of being. Be who you are. Be yourself. Be yourself. Cast aside any doubt or any feelings of, I need to hold myself back to make other people comfortable. Don't do that. You are the otter. You are beautiful. You are joyful. You are effervescent. You are playful. You are lively. Why would you want to be anything else? And I know that's difficult, because sometimes, we're like this yellow spot in a sea of gray. And so we just think, I'd give anything to be gray, not realizing, why would you want to do that? You got to be yellow. You know what I mean? Like, I know it may be difficult. Some of you may have difficult family situations, difficult home life, maybe. You may not feel like you are in the position to be who you really are. But understand that where the universe guides you, it will also provide for you. So, like she says, living in your truth, living authentically, it will spread a beautiful energy over everything in your life. It'll permeate everything in your life, and it'll create the safety, the security that you're seeking. Okay, and the last card you pulled is perfect, change. Look at that. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. So you've probably been waiting for something to change, and it's going to. And it's coming through you changing, and not changing who you are, changing the mindset around who you are, learning to appreciate who you are, and not seeking validation from others, because you don't need it from them. You need it from you. You need to validate your dreams. You need to make those things happen. And it goes beautifully with this Ace of Swords, right? I feel like this is going to happen for you in October. You're going to naturally come to this higher state of awareness where you're able to really see what has happened, see why, and move forward. Okay? It's really exciting. I'm really excited for you guys. Let me know down below what goes on, okay? You can come back every day if you want to. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me. I truly appreciate it. The magic in me honors the magic in you. Be well. Bye. Hi, group number 3, those of you who chose rose quartz. Okay, so right away, I feel like you guys are going through some changes, some growing internally. I feel like all of the months leading up to the month of October, you've been restless, you've been really mentally kind of strained. I think maybe you guys are out of alignment in some ways. Maybe the way that you are living doesn't match the way that you're feeling. Um, but I think, especially with this rose quartz, like I feel like you guys need to take time for you and take a break and really release some of this restless energy, because it's it's kind of driving you up a wall a little bit. You know what I mean? I think you guys, like I say this often, but I feel like with you guys, you need to sit down somewhere and like allow this transformation to take place, because all of the restlessness is kind of blocking this natural transformation from taking place. I feel like you guys are growing and you're kind of stunting your own growth by not just finding a state of allowing. You know what I mean? The first card you pulled is fish. Very cute little fish with the moon. And it's funny because there's moon imagery over here in this card as well, but I'll get to that in a minute. Let's see what the book says. Restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. I feel like for some of you, maybe you've been living a nomadic lifestyle, or maybe you've been living a kind of hustle and bustle type of lifestyle, and you're discovering, or something's trying to break through to you in your own mind, that you don't want to do it anymore, or maybe you would rather take a break from it, or maybe you are thinking of a more stable lifestyle. Maybe you're having dreams that are confusing you because they don't match up with what you're currently doing. Like, I'm trying to say, I get this feeling that the way that you're currently living isn't how you want to keep going, but you don't really know. Either you just don't realize it yet, or you kind of realize it, but you don't really know how you're supposed to stop or how you're supposed to change it. But I feel like with that moon message, it'll come to you intuitively. You are the one who's going to give you the answer. It's not about seeking the answer outside of yourself. And you'll find that answer will come naturally to you when you take a break and you find some peace and quiet. Because I feel like you guys are just very on the go right now, and it's hard to hear, it's hard to see when you're just on the go. Everything just kind of blurs past you, right? So take some time out. You need time out. um, the next card you pulled is the Temperance card in the traditional tarot. In this tarot deck, the Wildwood Tarot, it's balance in reverse. This is what it looks like upright. So that just confirms for me, you guys, you need a break. You need to find some balance. You need to find some peace. And this imbalance is coming from this kind of, like I said, you're growing, and you're not giving yourself room to grow. You're like kind of putting a cap on it by certain habits or behaviors. And I feel like we live in a society that definitely rewards and glamorizes being so on the go, being so driven, being so restless, but it's not serving you. You have to do what's right for you, and you've got to realign, recalibrate, right? And figure out what it is that you really want. But it's going to take some time, and it's going to take rest. So in October, your task is to rest, which means really resting, okay? I don't mean sit down and then be on your phone and making plans and doing all this stuff. I don't mean trying to meditate, but all you're doing is really thinking about the future and what are you going to do and all of that stuff. Like, I mean, really rest, whatever you can do. You know, I feel like it's personal to you. So whatever you know personally gets you to calm down, do that for the month of October, because it's going to bring you to a new dream. It's going to bring you to a new realization, because you've got the star card here. So, you know, I love this imagery. You know, this person just walking through the woods and they're surrounded by light. And they look up in this clearing in the woods and they see the pole star. So I think that through calming some of this fish energy and finding inner peace and some balance again, realigning, recalibrating, you'll come out of the woods and you'll find clarity, and you'll be like, okay, I have a new dream now. I have a new goal. I have a new way of living that I want to live. And it'll make you so much happier, because I also get the feeling like, you know, you're this restless energy, this go energy, it's just habitual for you. You're just kind of used to doing it, so you keep doing it. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're living your best life, right? Just because you're doing what you're used to doing. But this is a really good sign. I have a really good feeling that you guys are going to realize what is no longer serving in your life, and you'll be able to thoughtfully release it in October. The next card you pulled is Here and Now. Okay, so this restless fish energy is also the type of energy that keeps you from being present. So when you're trying to find this balance, it's going to be through presence, being present in the present moment. Really, like, when was the last time you noticed your breathing? Is your breath shallow, right? Are you like just naturally, like just sitting here watching this? Are you like be mindful of your breath. It draws you right here and brings you right here. Because what ends up happening when we're just kind of like ruminating on the past, or when we're projecting into the future, our body is like left in the present to fend for itself, and our mind is wandering and going, and it can make you tense up without even realizing. So practice being present. Let's see what it says in the book. You spend a lot of time dwelling on events in your past and worrying about how the future may unfold. This card serves as a reminder that the only moment that counts is now. So return your focus to this present moment and be mindful of letting your thoughts drift away into the past or the future. Be conscious of your thoughts as they create your reality in every now moment. Yeah. And your prayer for this month is, I live in the here and now, always conscious of my active presence within the universe and of my work on earth. I choose to live in the present moment. I am aware of what I create with my thoughts, my words, my deeds. I trust, for I know that all comes to me at the right moment, when I am ready. There's nothing for you to be afraid of, okay? I feel like maybe some of you guys turn to this restless energy, the worrying, because it makes you gives you like a false sense of security that if you can anticipate what could happen, somehow, you know, you can cushion your fall. That's not how this works. And you don't even realize you're just manifesting your own discomfort in that way. You know what I mean? And some of you, it's not even that deep. You just need to practice being in the present moment, because it also just helps you to live more mindfully and live more purposefully, right? Because like I said, like, you know, we can live under this delusion that just because we're doing, we're getting something done. And it doesn't always work out that way, you know? The next card you pulled is Whale, Breach. So like I said, I think you guys are going to come to this conclusion on your own. You're going to come out of the woods, you're going to come out of the water and realize like, oh, this is what I've got to do. This is what I want to do next. Okay? There's nothing to worry about. And in the book it says, it is time to take a break. Not just a coffee break, but a respite from the usual environment you find yourself in. The trip you wanted to take, go for it. Tired of being indoors? Make it a point to get outside. You have become so attached to your surroundings that you've created within them an illusion of safety. Yet it is not these things that make you feel safe. Rather, the familiarity you have imbued in your surroundings have generated this false sense of security. Taking time away from the familiar is literally about changing your external environment in a significant way, such as doing something unusual or perhaps something you have always wanted to experience. Another perspective is breaking through the barrier of beliefs that have constricted you in any way from being who you truly are. This is your opportunity to do some intentional breaching of these thought patterns, which will open you to different worlds and perspectives. Right, there's something else waiting for you. You've just got to take a break so that you can come at it better and stronger and ready for it. There's something new. There's a new dream, a new goal, a new way of life. But you've got to take a time out in order for it to appear. You know what I mean? The next card you pulled is Athena, Knowledge in reverse. That's what she looks like upright, right? So you think that you know, but you don't know everything. You don't know all of the. You don't know what you don't know. Okay, so through rest, you will become open to new knowledge, new ways of being, new opportunities. Okay, let's see what it says in the book. Sometimes logic just isn't enough to determine the truth of your situation. Right now, things don't add up or make sense, so you may find yourself distrustful. Ingenuity and curiosity are called for as you face the unknown. Don't jump to conclusions. All the information has yet to be revealed, and it won't come by force, nor by overthinking and overanalyzing. Athena offers you the alignment task of releasing any projected story or expectations and accepting that you don't have all the facts needed to make an informed choice. Ask for clarity, remain open and receptive, then wait for the will of the divine to respond. This is the correct and most beneficial strategy now, and the goddess Athena is ever present to help. Right, so you guys, what you gotta realize is no one is denying your vivaciousness or your capability. All I'm saying to you is what's going to actually serve you now is to take a step back, because even though it may feel like, oh, I'm not doing anything, I'm not being productive, what it actually is doing is recharging you so you can come at life in a whole new way. And you don't need to know all of the answers. They will show up in due time, okay? Divine timing is at play here, okay? So the last card you pulled is Synergy. Like a rainbow. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Something new is waiting for you. A new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new dream. You can't see it right now because you're still in this kind of restless energy and you're having trouble staying present. But once you find that this month, in October, cultivate that peace and that restfulness, because even though you can't see why or how, that is the key to this new dream manifesting. That is the key to this transformation coming to fruition, that's how you make the space for yourself to grow. That's how you remove the cap. Okay? And you'll come out of it realizing like, wow, I didn't even know I could do that. Right? I feel like you guys are going to surprise yourselves with what you're really capable of, because it's not going to have to do with how much you can do, or how long you can go, or how late you can stay up. You know what I mean? So comment down below. Let me know how it goes. All right? Because I have a really good feeling. I have a really good feeling. This star card is just really popping out to me. So, new dreams. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys. Group number 3, thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me. I appreciate it. The magic in me honors the magic in you. Be well.